Hello, all. This week we're going to be discussing new holiday slasher, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and we'll also be chatting about the Game Awards and maybe a few other bits and pieces. So stick with us. Hello, welcome to Middle Age Geeks. I'm one of your hosts, Phil, joined as always by my co-host Daz. Daz, what's the crack? How are you?
A good man, dying from a cold and a cough, or to sound even more pretentious, a chest infection. But no, yeah, I got a cough, so I'll try and not cough into the mic during the next hour. How are you? Good.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, all good. No complaints. Looking forward to having a chat about the few things that have come up in the past week.
Yeah.
So why don't we start off then with a bit of news? Have you got anything jumping out this week apart from apart from the awesome trailer for Supergirl?
Yeah, Supergirl trailer. I just watched it about 25 times already. I was so anticipating this when it came out, and the lead up to Thursday was just counting the hours, and it delivered on all fronts for me as like a teaser. I think it's a much better teaser than the Superman teaser that came out, and then because of that, like, you obviously see a lot of backlash online where people are like going, "Oh yeah, well it doesn't really give you that much." And just going, "It's a fucking teaser, guys. It gives you the tone, the style of it. Um, it showcases Millie as just perfect casting. She's just wonderful. It just looks great." Again, backlash. It kind of seems like it's very James Gunny and very Guardians. It's a fucking a space romp, um, following Supergirl just going around. Apparently, she's going to visit. They said like 9 different worlds. They're going to be speaking like 5 different languages in the movie and all this stuff. It's taken all the boxes for me and has a fucking killer line in it where Supergirl is asked, what's Superman like, and she goes, "Well, he sees the good in people, and I see the truth." And it's just, oh fuck yes! I replayed those 5 seconds so many times. But yeah, I loved it. The vibe is brilliant, tone is brilliant, and as a teaser, it was just fantastic. Just loved it, and I just want more, 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 more.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about
looking
you?
forward to it, man. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that was
Mm,
great. It's going to be a fun one. Like it's again, it won't be for everybody the same way Guardians really wasn't for everybody. But I mean,
mm.
it might have a little bit of his style to it, but it's not like he's directing it or
Yeah,
anything.
he's not directing it, so.
No.
And it seems to like a lot of people online again and saying, "Oh, here we go, like another kind of like a drunk superhero, blah blah," and just going, "What do you mean another drunk superhero? There's been Hancock is the only one." Just like this is taking exactly from the comic. That's the character in the comic, and it will not upset, but people will be taken aback a little bit because you think of Supergirl and you think of the 1980s movie, and it's just that Supergirl is just a carbon copy of Superman in female form, where this is a completely different version, and they showcase that a little bit in the trailer, where from the comics where she didn't get the upbringing that Superman got. Like she watched Krypton
Yeah.
fucking die in her. So yeah, not don't want to get into spoilers for the comic, but it's yeah, she watched family members and a lot of people die slowly, and that's her. That's her backstory, and it's like that's the reason why she is a bit more rough around the edges, which is just fucking brilliant. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, me
Um,
too, man. It's yeah, pity. It's whole what 6, 7 months away. 6 months.
I know,
Was
yeah.
it July or July? Isn't it? Yeah, 7 months. Yeah,
July
fuck it.
16th or something like that. And there was
Yeah.
one other bit of trailer news that Avengers Doomsday, the trailer it's coming out before Avatar Fire and Ash, but there's going to be 4 versions of the trailer, every different one every week attached to Avatar in its
Okay.
first month run, which is interesting. And I'm just wondering what version of that are we going to get when it releases online. Just I wonder how different they're going to be, but that's what reports are saying. So yeah, interesting.
Hmm.
But that's already building up to be possibly one of the most important trailers of all time. Yeah. So bring that on. And yeah, just last thing, didn't really want to talk about, what we have to kind of talk about slightly again. And another bit of news that I really didn't want to talk about, but I think we have to just touch on it slightly. The Star Trek Fleet Academy poster that we saw a few weeks ago, but there's a clip that came up online.
I think we avoided managing to talk about the poster. I think last week, just like don't talk about it.
The poster was unbelievable. I just we both thought it was, is someone taking the piss? And then the clip, but yeah, this is like the Alex Kurtzman version of Star Trek from Discovery and all, and everything I hate about the recent Star Trek shit. It's just very glossy, un-Star Trek like. The characters.
It's like the OC or like One Tree Hill, Dawson's Creek in space.
Dawson's Fleet. Somebody posted on Instagram, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, and people like, I think wisely saying, like, who is it playing towards? Because it's this kind of young group of cadets, and it's all great, but it's still Star Trek, but it's not playing to Star Trek fans that are generally a little bit older, and anyone who's younger who's into this might probably be put off by the sci-fi element. So it's just like, who is this for? I think that even just that little clip, and it's even got Paul Giamatti in it, and just going, oh come on, what are you doing? But everything about that clip made me hate everything about it. So yeah, they turned me off within a minute. But yeah, we won't be watching that. I won't be watching that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, out of curiosity, I'll probably end up watching the pilot or something.
Yeah, we'll review it for the crack.
And then being angry about it. Yeah. And on my end, I've got no news really at all. I was just wanted to have a chat about the Supergirl thing. I think we covered that. Cool. So with that bit out of the way, why don't we jump on to what we've been playing and watching? So Daz, this week, besides the Game Awards, anything else you've been getting into?
Yeah, we're watching nothing at all. Didn't even watch Pluribus this week yet. Playing wise, I bought the Terminator 2D No Fate game on the Switch, which I was just hoping was pretty good, and the reviews were pretty good. So, and the game is pretty good. It's kind of a side-scrolling, old school, kind of 8-bit kind of action shooter, and it's fantastic. It goes through all the from Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. It doesn't go into Terminator 3, but and it's brilliant. It just goes, you're just playing all the different levels, and you're playing as Sarah Connor and then the Terminator, and you're even on the bike as John Connor trying to escape from the T-1000, and it's nostalgia bait, but it also plays like a dream. It's like playing, it just like has Contra vibes, it's just a lot of fun. And on the Switch, it's a perfect pick up and play, because they play it, or they set it up like an arcade. So every time you start, you get like 3 or 4 lives, and you play through all the levels. And if you die, you go back to the start, and you just got to do it all again. It's just, that replay value is fantastic. So that is my jam at the moment. And last night I played the first 30 minutes of Red Dead Redemption 1 on the Switch 2. And it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wish I didn't have to sleep, because I would have played 100 fucking hours of that. It's so smooth on Switch. It's brilliant. And handheld, it's always amazing to play a Rockstar game in handheld mode. So it's just like, oh my God, I get to just play this wherever I want. But yeah, that was it for me. How about yourself?
I haven't played a massive in the new stuff. I'm just kind of jumping in. I went back to Stellar Blade and just a few other games like that. But I suppose the watching wise, I mentioned a couple to you. I watched that. I watched Keeper, the Osgood Perkins one. Fairly average movie. But Tatiana Maslany is fantastic. I watched Die My Love, which I think that we discussed this. The trailer on here. Trailer was way more interesting than the movie was. It just wasn't. Yeah, I just wasn't vibing with Jennifer Lawrence's character. I really didn't like. I mean, I guess she's just mental health issues, obviously, but it's someone who just doesn't want help and is a bad parent and a bad partner, just a bad person. Oh, wow. I just wasn't. I wasn't a fan of her at all, and just kind of that annoyed me. And I love her as an actor, I just didn't like the character. So that wasn't really for me. And then the other one I did enjoy was Christie with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, did you see that?
Boxing one. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Like I didn't know anything really about her at all, so like it was interesting. Ben Foster was fucking incredible in it. But I thought she was great. I actually enjoyed it. Like I'm not saying it was amazing or anything, but it was a decent enough watch. And it got me looking up Year One afterwards then to see more about her. Like I didn't know anything about Christy Salters or Christy Martin, whatever. But no, that's really it. Nothing else on my end. So look, let's have a quick chat about the Game Awards then. I want to hear
Oh
your
yeah.
reactions. What was the kind of main draw for you? What did you enjoy
Well,
most?
yeah. Well, always with the Game Awards, when you try and talk about it, it's very hard to not talk about all the reveals. And even though it's a show about Game Awards, and always the backlash for these shows is that it's more of a promotion for upcoming games and stuff. And I just don't think there's anything wrong with that. Once there's a nice balance between showcasing and celebrating games of the past year. And there's a lot of games that just get awarded in that first 30 minutes opening act part, and they kind of skim through it so they have more time for all the premieres. But I was really invested this year because I just wanted to see how many awards Claire Obscure Expedition 33 would win. And it got a record-breaking 9 wins, which was fantastic. Like got game direction, best game, best narrative, art direction, performance. Got best RPG, which I kind of didn't agree with. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 probably should have taken that. It's more of an
I didn't play
RPG
that
game.
So.
I've only played that for a few hours, but that's an incredible game. Got best debut indie game and best indie game. And again, it's like, yeah, it is technically an indie game because there's only 30 people apparently worked on it, but they also outsourced to 100 other people. So yeah, it was just great to see because it's just a magnificent game, and to see all the Sandfall guys in the crowd dressed in French berets and outfits,
Stuff, yeah.
just like it was fantastic. Yeah, and just really enjoyed it in terms of the games that got what they should have gotten. Like Hades 2 got like best audio. Like Hollow Knight got the best action adventure game, didn't it?
Yeah, I think what I thought Hades got best fighting game or best something like that as well. I'm not sure.
Maybe picked up 2, yeah. But best multiplayer game was Arc Raiders. I've been playing that, and it's just really good. That they also, what was it? I think best racing sports game has just got like Mario Kart, and I think that wins it every single time it's in a category. But yeah, from the awards point of view, it was an absolute clean sweep for Expedition 33, which is great. But then I was looking forward to, as everyone is, what are the reveals going to be? And
Yeah.
I was so surprised that we can talk about the start and the end of it, because they started so strong with just a cinematic game of a new game, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, and I was watching people online streaming it, and just people were fucking absolutely blown away that that's the start to the show. I was like, holy shit. And from the director of, the Mass Effect trilogy, and just like old school BioWare devs, that was just amazing, like an amazing start. And to juxtapose that with the end of the show, and like that, like in terms of running order of this, and I was thinking about this, at the game, the Game Awards was so well done from start to finish. It was paced really well. I actually stayed up to watch all of it until like fucking 4:30 in the morning, which normally I would trail off, and it just ended with such a whimper in terms of the world premieres at Highguard, and it's like because Jeff tried to sell it so well. He's just like, oh no, here's our last world premiere, and you're just, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and everyone's just going, okay, here we go, what's it going to be? And he says, from the team behind Titanfall 2, and straight away everyone in the crowd was like, oh, holy fucking shit, Titanfall 3, oh my god, like Titanfall, like if you mention Titanfall 2 in a description, like it's one of the best single player campaigns like ever. I've played that about 7 times. I'm probably going to play it tonight after just talking about it. I just want to play it again. And he mentioned that, and then it's just like he bigged it up so much with like the team behind that they're trying to push the open world shooter and to new heights and all this kind of stuff. It just, everyone was getting dizzy with excitement, and then it just starts, and within 10 seconds it's a free to play game because of the haircuts and the costumes and the graphics and the guys, and it's just like another generic hero shooter where people go around with guns, but you can summon horses to go around. You're going, okay, and you could hear the groans in the auditorium, just like, okay, is that it? Okay.
I was still waiting. Like I was waiting after it finished, and they were kind of Jeff Keighley's like, I was still going. Maybe there's still something else.
One more. Please do one more, please.
That can't be it.
It was just so odd, and yeah, you'd wonder, like, is this a scenario where did he just get an offer he couldn't refuse, or someone said, "I'll give you fucking 5 million quid if you just put this as the last thing," or whatever? And it's just, I think it puts unfair pressure on that game. It's almost doomed to fail now, because if that game was in the middle of the show or even at the start of the show, you would have went, "Oh, cool, yeah, that looks like might be a little bit of fun," and then put that Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic game reveal at the end.
100%, yeah.
And you'd be going, "Oh my fucking Christ." But now that game is going to be known, Highguard is going to be known as the game that finished the awards. And yeah. But what other highlights?
I loved. Well, I'm excited for the. And this is probably, I know we have loads of new stuff mentioned, which is great. But I'm quite excited for the remake of the original Tomb Raider.
I've never played that actually.
Yeah, that's going, like, obviously we're going way back. So that's good. Great. You see like it's a proper ground up kind of remake. You see the dinosaurs and all the rest of it. Everything's done. The new design for Lara. Like, so that'll be fun. So looking forward to that. And then there's like that between like the year of each other, like that comes out in 2006, 2026, 2027 is another game.
Yeah, that's genius reveal, that one.
Yeah, that's great. Like, and then there's a bunch of other stuff like that. I thought the trailer for the full trailer for Divinity was fucking outrageous. It looked amazing. I liked Bradley the Badger with Evan Peters doing the voice and stuff. That looks like a lot of fun as well.
Control 2. Control 2 was the one that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was the one Control that Resonant. Yeah.
Yeah. When that was revealed, because straight away when like there's a guy in the auditorium and he gets hoisted up on wires.
Oh yeah, straight away. You're like, this Control.
Control. Oh my god. And the fact that you're not playing as Jesse, you're playing as Dylan, her brother, and it just seems
that kind of bummed me out a little bit. So I do wonder if maybe DLC.
I'd say it's going to be. People are saying it's got to be like some kind of dual narrative or something where you'll be playing. Because you're just not going to shift away from her for the entire game after being so invested in her character in the first game. So I'm hoping that. But the fact that it's shifting to kind of melee weapons is interesting, and the fact that it takes place outside the Control building and kind of into a city, and it looks like the city's just gone to absolute shit. It's just so twisted and weird and wild and bonkers, and it's a visually absurdist treat to the eyes, and it just... Yeah, straight away you're just going, fuck yeah, I just love that world. I love the madness of those games. Just really good. And we also got a new Star Wars Galactic Racer, which is more of a conventional vehicle racer. I think everyone at the start, we were watching it, that we thought we were getting pod racer. Like, oh yeah. But and then one of the interesting reveals, the Street Fighter trailer. What did you think of that one?
Yeah, I think like if they go all in at the cheese, for it, like then maybe it'll work. But you've gone. It's one thing having like one character, like having 50 Cent as Balrog. Yeah. It's okay if you're going, but like having multiple people who are like wrestlers and not actors, which they are, and then you've just got thrown in like Jason Momoa and 50 Cent, but the rest of them are just like these people are actors, they're wrestlers. So if you lean into the absurdity, it might work, but I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. It's good. Like as a trailer, it ticks all the boxes. Like all the characters look incredibly accurate, and you got some signature moves with like Zangief doing his spin around pile driver thing. But yeah, the tone is kind of odd and crazy. At one point, it looks like a Saturday Night Live skit. You're just going, is this a real thing? And it's like it could work if they just, because obviously the original attempt at it with Jean-Claude Van Damme just took itself too seriously, and it's just nonsense, and it's just hilariously bad. But this, if they get that tone and vibe well, or if they do it well, it could work. But it just smacks of the Mortal Kombat movies of recent, like 2 years ago, where the amazing attention to detail, and obviously a fan of the games, directed it, and that was all good, but then they just do something stupid that defies logic and pisses off all the gamers, like in the Mortal Kombat thing,
choosing a new made up character
Yeah.
to follow rather than, so hopefully Street Fighter will work. Be looking forward to seeing a more a longer trailer and just hear people talking.
Yeah, I think there's not be massive amount of other stuff that I enjoy. I love that there's a Mega Man is coming back. That's fantastic. I know it's not until 2027, but I will be very much looking forward to that. I love Mega Man. And there was one trailer for No Law, which I think looks cool. Like it's a cyberpunk first person shooter. Looks really cool. Looking forward to that. And then we had a bit more, I suppose, of Ontos, which is with Stellan Skarsgård doing the voice, and Saros as well, the new one with Raul Coley, is a bit more for that. So we got a bit more in some games that had already been announced. Same with Exodus, the Matthew McConaughey one. So there was some cool stuff, but I would have, I wanted to see something from Judas. Because we haven't had an update in so long. I would really have liked to seen something about that, but that's kind of a shame. I wonder if every year for the next few years, Grand Theft Auto will win most anticipated game. Like that, it should be,
3 or 4 years in a row.
Fucker should be out by now, and it's already this time next year it's due out. That's getting pushed back to 2027. It becomes like award-winning game, and it's won a bunch of awards before it's even come out. They're all for most anticipated. Well, look, cool, man. It was good to have a chat through this Game Awards. It was good fun, and anybody who wants to, you can check them out online. They have the whole thing is on YouTube, if you want to watch it from start to finish and see who won what. Okay, cool. Well, look, with those sections out of the way, why don't we get on to this week's movie review / discussion? And Daz, whenever you're ready, why don't you take us through Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Okay, cheers, buddy. So today we're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night. It is the 2025 slasher remake of the 1984 movie that I haven't seen. Written and directed by Mike P. Nelson. The film stars Rowan Campbell, Ruby Modine, Mark Atchison, and David Lawrence Brown.
Yeah.
Atchison.
I used to have a boss called Mark Atchison years and years ago, and that's how I know his name. It was like, such a unique name.
Yeah. Mark Atchison. I don't even know who he plays in this. But
he's the voice. Yeah. He's the
that is a good fucking voice.
Mm.
So it's a twisted Christmas horror take on the cult classic, clocking in at about 96 minutes, which is absolutely wonderful. The film reimagines the story of Billy Chapman as he dons a Santa suit once again and goes on a bloody seasonal spree. Normally we will do spoiler-free parts before we get stuck into the spoilers, but last week with Five Nights at Freddy's, we thought that's absolutely pointless because there's nothing to spoil and no one really gives a shit with movies like this, and I think we might do the same. So that was the spoiler-free section, which is the description, and now we will get into, we're just going to talk general kind of spoilers. There's not really much to spoil at all.
It's a slasher movie. It's a slasher movie. You're not here for the plot.
No, it's a slasher movie. So before we get into that, what were your thoughts coming out of this one?
Well, this is this. I know this is a remake of the 1984, but this is like the 5th or 6th movie, of this kind of this Silent Night, Deadly Night. There was one just called Silent Night, I think, that was loosely around it, and there's been a couple of other ones. But there was a Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, and there was so many different names. It's a kind of a supposed series, but this is. I would be happy to watch spin-offs of this because I don't know about you, but I love this. I had a blast watching this one. It's I love the main guy. I thought he was fucking brilliant. I love the voice in his head. The Mark Atchison who's doing the thing in his head is just perfect tone for that kind of Dexter has that fucking other kind of his own internal monologue. The internal monologue of this other thing talking to him and warning him about danger and stuff is fantastic. And I just had a lot of fun. I loved the way it was shot. I love that they went super over the top with the violence as well. It's not just going in, killing someone in their, family in their home, which I'm pretty sure the first one was. Like, this is when people die and it's it's really awesome. Like the one on when she's on the little ATV thing and she's going past him, you know what I mean? And he uses the axe and off goes the top of her head, and later on, but even the line later on, someone asks, have you seen your one elfing around? Not off the top of my head. Like, He said the thing.
But it's that proper type of instead of a normal decapitation, it's like you decapitate from the mouth up. Just like, oh yeah, there's some little details like that. Just like, that's fucking horrific. Like a normal decapitation is like, oh, that's okay. But yeah, mouth decapitation, fuck yeah.
But yeah, I loved it, and like they kind of set the I love the whole look of it, the whole thing, keeping it in that small little town, it's cool as well. We didn't have to see. We're getting the build up. We meet him in the 20th of December or something. So we're just going to get to see him over that Christmas period. But like obviously he's been killing for the whole month, but they don't bring us back to having to see through all of that. But I do love that later on we get like a flashback of like a montage of all the killings that he's been doing over the years. It's just, some of them are just fucking hilarious. That one in the ad, as you mentioned, when he just drops the car on your man, like
it's just fucking marvelous. Like,
yeah, it's I thought it was just good fun, man. Like I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be just slop that I forget about. But this would be one I would watch again because I did have a lot of fun with it. What was your views on it?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I went into it with pretty low expectations, and I was a little bit scared, as I always am when I'm going to see what I think is a horror movie, because I think we had talked about the trailer a few months ago or something, but I completely forgot about it. I just knew it was a horror Christmas movie. Didn't really realize it was a slasher comedy, and when you told me that about an hour before I went in, I was like, oh sweet. I was totally relaxed. And honestly, the low expectations worked in its favor. And like initially the first few minutes I was like, oh, I don't know about this, because there's kind of horror music cues and kind of people staring at the kid in the opening scene, like dun 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 kind of stuff. Was very just, it was just overbearing.
Phil, you lied to me.
I was just like, oh my God, is this, and more so in a way that like this is just kind of cheesy, really B movie kind of shite. And then, but the movie grew on me so much, and the fact that it isn't a traditional horror movie, it's mixed with like gruesome violence, but it's also fun. It's weirdly charming. It doesn't take itself too seriously. That romantic element with Ruby, I thought or Pamela, the character, it just really worked. I really liked their dynamic. They seemed like a believable kind of pairing, and she's not your typical I guess horror love interest. She's kind of a bit fucked up herself with her anger management issues. And you get into that. Well, there's not even spoilers, but when she goes mad at one scene and just beats the shit out of a kid at an ice hockey stick, just beats the shit out of him. It's like, this is fucking wonderful. I loved that. But yeah, I loved, like, I didn't know too much about the first movie. I just knew that the character had some trauma, because there's someone in a Santa suit killed his parents, and then he kind of just turns into a psycho. And I didn't, like, I know that the previous movie, the previous original movie followed that character, but I was always wondering how those would have played, because with this, he's kind of possessed, or, you know, there is that voice in his head kind of telling him who to kill. And when he puts on the suit, it just, you know, it takes over and all that. But him being the protagonist and being the hero, and it's just like, how the fuck is that going to work? And it works really well, like, because it is that Dexter thing where it's just, he's killing people who are on the naughty list. And I love a kind of alternate world where you're kind of like that in your mind, you could kind of say, well, in a kind of weird world, he's doing God's bidding. Like, don't be fucking naughty, guys, because it's God's bidding, Santa's bidding, where he's like, he's just killing people off the fucking naughty list.
And I like the thing that why he has to keep doing it, because you could say, well, why does he keep doing it? Why would he just let Thing do it? But Harry, which was the voice inside of his head, is saying, like, he was doing that beforehand. You know, spoiler here, I suppose. He's the guy, you know, who kills the parents. So when he says, he's explained to him when he's a lot younger, like, if you don't do this, if you don't take out somebody during this holiday season, well, then somebody who's not supposed to die, somebody good, will die. And so he's, you know, he has to keep it up. And sure enough, you know, we see it on Christmas Eve when he doesn't kill anyone, because he's, you know, him and Pam have really hit it off, and they're together. He doesn't kill. Her dad ends up getting killed. He's out, and his fucking dad tries to rescue one of the kids that is being snatched in this little town, and yeah, and someone does die, and that just reinforces it for him, you know. And yeah, like I mean, I loved the voicing because it's funny as well. The voice is that don't fucking do it. This is a bad idea, and it's great the little conversations he's having back and forth between him. He doesn't talk to him inside his head, like he's talking to him out loud the whole time. So he's obviously getting overheard by people who are looking at him going, "Fuck, is he telling to shut up?" Like it's.
I love stuff like that when characters have to do that. Like as shit as the Venom movies are, when you get that Tom Hardy playing that in playing, having to chat to his inner voice inside his head. You see actors just having a fucking laugh with that, and there's a lot of kind of physical comedy or reactive comedy going on there, and it's just trying to tell the voice, like trying to whisper "shut up" to the voice in your head at a diner when someone's trying to take your order for coffee. It's just no, not you. I don't mean shut up to you. I just love that kind of stuff. It's he's really good, but he's really good. Like he has a lot to do in this in terms of really convincing us of that voice inside his head. Like I thought he was just fantastic and a very kind of charming kind of guy. I mean, I love the way that the story is so self-contained, where when he arrives in the town, it's just such a small little story. It's just him arriving in town, trying to get a job, and fancies this girl, and is also aware that Carnage is following him around the place. It's fucking brilliant. But
and really in a movie like this. Yeah. Sorry, Daz, I was just going to say, in a movie like this, though, he would, because this is a slasher movie, he's generally the bad guy. You know, you're Jason, you're Freddy, you're whoever else, Michael Myers. You know, he's supposedly the bad guy. But when you think about it, like, if he didn't have this anti-suit, if it wasn't this voice inside his head, if he was just a dude taking care of bad guys, he'd just 100% be the hero. He's Rambo. He's the Equalizer. You know, he's completely 100% the good guy. So despite in the other versions of this movie, he's a psychopath who has a fucking, you know, psychotic break and kills people. Like in this, he's genuinely the good guy. Like when he's going to get your word of your one Delphine, and when he shows up to where she is because, you know, Harry has told him where to go. It turns out she's a full-on Nazi. And there's a whole Nazi rally. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to kill them all. And him going in with a hatchet and fucking taking down Nazis in Santa costumes, it just wasn't on my bingo card, and I absolutely loved it. It's fucking brilliant. And there's some great deaths as well.
Yeah, that scene is specifically the Nazi killing scene. It's a lovely line from the leader, your one, that he has to kill, where she's like, "Oh, I hope we have a Merry Christmas. We're hoping for a very white power Christmas." He just goes, "This is just fucking ultra fucking B-movie cheese." But when he's walking in and the voice inside his head is just, don't do it. He just, "No, I'm going to kill them all." And he's just like, "Well, let's bring it," because he opens the boot of the car, grabs the hatchet, and the voice is saying, "Well, at least bring a gun."
At least get a gun.
Guns are for pussies. He goes in with the hatchet, and it's fucking brilliant. And like it kind of works as a beat, even though like as Nazi white power rallies go, there's a lot of people just standing around, young people just having a drink in a barn, just like, okay, you're flirting with the kind of morality tone here a little bit, but and like
I love when your one comes back out with the Uzis, like he's there shopping them all about, and your one comes back out and she's obviously got the SS hat and everything on, and she just comes out with an Uzi and just starts fucking opening up on everybody, and he's fucking ducking behind people, and then she stops, she looks up, and she's killed about 15 people herself. Oh shit.
But yeah, that was fantastic, and like bravo for trying to tackle a scene like that, because obviously it's not up there with kind of Matthew Vaughn levels of directing an action scene like that, but it's still, for a low budget slasher movie, it's kind of, it's brave to take on a scene like that, and it's a kind of central showpiece. But so yeah, cast wise, it's really only kind of the two of them. There's a couple of other supporting characters like Pamela's dad and stuff like that, and they're all fine, but it's the two of them hold the movie together completely. So I want to talk about the plot and all that, but let's just get into some of the fucking gruesome deaths. What was your favorite one?
Oh man, there's some of them are great. Like I was laughing out loud at so many of them. I do think probably the one, even though it's quite simple is that one that near at the Nazi rally, because he's out in the woods, she's chasing him down on her on her fucking what's it called ATV, and just that he's behind a tree or something, and he just comes out. Just the fact that he said that, just is the top half of her head was gone, and yeah, it's just brilliant. I like that the reason it works for those two, I think, as well, is because, as you said at the start, as she's a little troubled herself, anger management and all this shit, and really angry after her mom had died, and her complicated relationship, her ex-boyfriend who's a cop who's also an absolute dick. From the very start that he's a prick. He just looks like a prick.
He's got a great face of just like, you're an absolute cunt, and you are a bad guy. It's great.
Straight from the very start, that's a bad guy. But I think it works, like, as when if any normal person was girl that he like has fallen in love and then finds out that the guy she's with is a serial killer, they're going to react the way you should react, which is, get me the fuck out of here. Whereas she kind of lets him fucking explain, and he explains all the people that the guy he kills at the start, because at the start even we don't fully get that he's doing it for good. Like, at the start we don't know either. Like, we just know he's killing, and this guy who touches her arm, he decides he's going to kill her, but the reason we don't know straight away. You're like, okay, Jesus, you're killing this poor old dude just because he touched the girl that you fancy. But then we find out that actually Harry had told him with a flash in his head, no, he murdered his wife, he stabbed her to death, and she's buried in the fucking floorboards of his house or whatever. And so, like, the when he explains to her that way, she understands it, and she doesn't run away straight away. I think that's just because they wrote her a different way, and that way you can go, okay, I kind of believe it, because we knew she was fucking messed up. We saw her flipping out at the hockey game. We saw her flipping out in the shop with the tree when she dropped the fucking bauble thing. Like, we know she has issues. Whereas I think if she was just someone he'd pulled the wool over, it wouldn't have worked as well. And she has, by the end of it, she has nothing really left to lose,
Yeah, and I think that's what again surprised me with the movie, that there's kind of reveals along the way. Obviously, there's this kind of central reveal that builds up to the kind of last act about you get hints about somebody snatching kids and stuff, and you just know that her ex-boyfriend's going to be involved in that. But even just, again, what you were saying there about why he was doing it, and the fact that you find out that he's kind of doing it. He is the hero. These guys are bad, but then you find out more about why he's doing it. The fact that, like, initially I was thinking, because you see in the first initial, when you get the first scene, but then you get more bits of that scene as flashbacks through the movie. You see more and more, and you see his parents were violently murdered by some dude who drives up behind their car and gets out in a Santa suit and just murders his mother with a shotgun, point blank range, and the kid gets out, and you're kind of going, okay, that's a reason enough, and that's kind of the reason from the 84 movie that's enough trauma that you might start freaking out with fucking Santa suits. But then you learn that it's the voice in his head, and the fact that it's actually transferred from the dying Santa, because the mother kicks him in the neck with her fucking high heel. It's pretty awesome fucking death scene. Yeah. But whatever that evil or that possession thing is transferred to the kid when he touches the Santa's hand, and it's like, oh, okay, that's his whole thing. And he didn't kill, tells her, Pamela, he didn't kill anyone until he was 17 or 18. But then that's enough of a reveal. It just gives you more and more kind of layers. I say layers, but like it's given you enough. It's not just a straight up slasher guy who's a bad guy or a hero guy or anything like that. There's more layers to it, that it just keeps you more invested as the movie goes on. And I was just surprised.
Yeah. And not just in him.
That's fucking good. Like, yeah.
And not just in him, Des, you're right, like 100%. And also, but not just in our main character, in Billy, also in Harry, the internal voice. Like when he explains to him that, okay, I didn't kill my first person at 7 because Harry didn't think I was ready yet. And then he starts to explain, Harry doesn't just tell him who to kill. He watches out for him, shows him, what to say if he goes to a job interview, how to find places to stay and to sleep. Like Harry's almost like the father that he doesn't have. But it's a voice inside his head, and I love that dynamic. It's just fantastic, and I really really like that. And I think your man Mark Atchison has such an incredible voice for it. It's such a big, deep, fucking
Oh, it's
husky
glorious.
voice, and it works absolutely perfect for it. Like I've seen him in a few things. He was in he worked in the post room in Elf. If you remember Elf, remember he's lying back and Mark Hatton has his little thing of whiskey and he's just lying back and he's just
that's
like,
him.
wow, you're so deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's I thought he was great, man. I loved his voiceovers. And then, you know, when we get to the climax of the movie and, you know, it passes again, it's just, it's just great. And I'm like, I would 100% watch a sequel in this if they, you know, go along the same lines with
Absolutely
with Pamela and Thing.
Yeah, because like touching on the end. Oh well, before touching on the end, the the point I laughed out loud at was when he's telling Pamela in the car about this whole thing and what he does, and he's to kill people every day in December up until the 24th. And when you get that montage, there's like a school kid running out of a fucking run down the hall of a school or something. And he just comes out behind her with a chainsaw, and it's like, yes, it's just chasing kids with chainsaws, just like ticking all the boxes. But
I actually, the whole time we've been talking about this, I've been saying Harry when it's actually Charlie.
From Dexter, yeah.
Because that Harry from Dexter, just fucking just
the voice in your head. But yeah, as much as I was enjoying this, I was expecting, as with most films of this ilk, you're expecting the final act just to kind of descend into madness, like kind of Long Legs or something like that. When I'm really enjoying something that's nailed its tone, and then the end always kind of either falls apart. But with this, it didn't at all. And actually, I thought the ending was absolutely fantastic, because I was so invested in it. I didn't really I didn't see what was coming in terms of, obviously, when he dies. And she just murders that guy with a fucking hatchet. Just like, her ex-boyfriend just murders him gloriously. Like, you know,
first he bites his whole nose off. That is vicious.
That was absolutely fucking vicious. Just astonishing. But then, so yeah. Anyway, after Pamela kills her ex-boyfriend violently, Billy kind of dies in her arms, but he puts his hand out, and I'm just like, oh, fucking sweet. And she grabs his hand, and it passes to her, which is magnificent. But then I just forgot about the voice thing, because she kind of stands up and he's dead, and then you hear Billy's voice inside. He's just kind of going, okay, yeah, it's me. Are you ready for this? And she just looks up the screen and just ends credits, and you're just going, fucking brilliant. Yeah. So she's obviously the new killer, but she's got him inside her. They're still together. It's just like, I didn't expect the ending to be so. I was just smiling. I was just like, oh yeah, that's brilliant. You fucking nailed the ending as well.
It's sweet and it's violent. I didn't quite get why the kids are being kidnapped, right? And they're being sold off, I don't know, sex slaves or whatever. We see some flashbacks. We can see him putting them in the boot of a car and counting his money afterwards. But the place that they're kept, when they're kept in this logging place. But they're under the floorboards. They find this hatch and they go under. The whole room is full of is it like baubles, like Christmas baubles or something, or whatever it is that they're.
It's like those softballs in a ball pit.
Yeah, and all the kids are in there with the thing. I was like, why? Like, does that muffle the sound of them? Why are they all down there? If they're knocked out anyway, which they are, they're all drugged up and knocked out. Couldn't you just have them anywhere? Why is this all? I didn't understand what the whole buzz was with that. But. Yeah, I thought, I really enjoyed the ending as well, as I thought that was just, they nailed it. Like they built this character up to be her. I'm talking about here, Pamela. You built her up already to be quite. She's the perfect candidate for this. Like she's even said it to him. Like how this happens is she says to him lying in bed, like she wanted her Christmas wish to be that this guy was in front of her, so she could fucking take him apart slowly for what he, for killing her dad. And that's when he kind of says, well, what if I could show you? So we already know that this is going to suit her down to the ground. So that look at the end, she's got blood all over her mouth and face from biting your man's nose off. She's absolutely bollocks and just like, are you ready for this? And it's just, it's fucking awesome, man. It really, really is. I had so much fun. And like you, Des, I was expecting it's just a silly slasher by the numbers that I would just go and we'd be talking about how ridiculously shit it is, and that's we'd be slagging it essentially for half an hour. But instead, I walked out of it smiling. Actually, that was fucking great fun.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I mean, like, Cinematography, it's low budget, looks fine, but there's like kills are creative and stylish, and the practical effects are pretty solid. There's one VFX shot where they're trying to show a burning building, and it's just like it's one of those stock fire fucking layers just composited over it, and just like I have that fire layer on my computer. But yeah, like cinematography wise, it's kind of fine, looks good. It's just it's great for a low budget flick. The music is slasher-esque, it's nice, and they've thrown in a few kind of tunes every now and then during some of the kills. But yeah, I just really fucking really liked it.
Yeah. I was going to say, just with regards to the style, like obviously its kills are super stylish, but I loved the title kind of the cards that come up. Yeah, they just pop up and it's like kill, and then originally it says Delphine, gets crossed out and then kill Nazis.
Yeah. And it's all red bloody titles of white text.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Class. Like, yeah.
So what would you give it then?
Really good.
What?
Like, I don't know. I think because it's a slasher, like I know I'm raving on about it, but at the same time, like it's not at the caliber of, anything like of the top horrors. Like, so I'd be kind of reluctant to give it a 4, which would be quite high, I think, for this. So I think 3.5, somewhere teetering between 3.5 and 4 for me, because it's that much fun, but and we have kind of skirted around it. Like, yeah, it's shot well for a low budget movie, but it doesn't mean it's got shot like amazingly well.
No, it's just decent.
Yeah, it is decent. And like the character, while I love the characters, the performances could have been better from a lot of them, from Pamela, especially from Pamela's dad. I wasn't too sold on him. Max, the cop, the guy's a dickhead. I didn't like the character.
He's rubbish.
He was great. He was pretty rubbish. So there's plenty of negatives, but I just didn't want to focus on them because it was that much fun. So I think somewhere between 3.5 and 4 for me. What about yourself?
Yeah, like I think this is, movies like this are the ceiling for them. They're 3-star movies, and it's how good they're going to be. But I thought this was so much fun. It's a really, really good 3-star movie. But I'd probably give it 3.5 because I enjoyed it so much. But
3-star movie, maybe 4-star experience.
Yeah. And in between is And especially like sitting down and watching this on Netflix or something on Saturday night, it's just like I'd easily watch this again. It's just fucking great crack. And I'll welcome a second one. Keep it coming.
Brilliant, Des. Thanks for taking us through that, Des. That was a good fun to chat through. As you will have guessed at home if you sat through this, there wasn't really any spoilers. The real main kind of plot twist giveaway is the reason that he's doing it, and I mean, I think even knowing that going in would probably make it even more. He'd make him even more endearing to me, I think. So yeah, look, if you stuck with us, fair play to you. Definitely check it out in the cinema. It's worth it just to see the fucking the kills on the big screen. So yeah, that's an end to this week's episode. We have one more episode for you before Christmas, which is going to be our top 5s, where me and Daz pick our favorite movies, TV shows, and video games. And we'd love to hear, again, your top 5s. We got some great ones in last year. So if you have top 5s, any of those or all those, send them in to us. And keep on liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.
Ho, ho, ho.